Welcome to Crush Your Quota for our third episode. These are going to be 15-minute quick hits where we go through a company's current sales strategy. We dive through all the data on the internet of who they should be reaching out to.
All the data.
All of the data. And then we give them a sales strategy to go out and execute. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with a full stack sales professional. He's a digital nomad and environmentalist, Christopher Robinson. Christopher specializes in finding product market fit for companies and then scaling growth. He's done this successfully for eSign Genie and WebGility. And today we're going to be talking about just that, eSign Genie, which is a digital signature platform. Christopher, welcome to the show. And for the sake of time, can you dive right into what eSign Genie does?
Yeah, hey everyone. So eSign Genie is one of the top digital signature platforms. We compete directly with DocuSign and Adobe. So right there, people usually know what we do, but we take the signing experience that you usually do on paper and we digitize it and make it just as easy as paper. It's more secure, more trackable, and then we can integrate with all your systems and automate things as well. So it's kind of the first step for companies undergoing digital transformation.
So you're helping people get online, do signatures, do all the things that they need to do on the internet. Who would you say is the person that needs your product the most?
You know, before all this craziness happened, I had different answers, but really with COVID, the medical industry is who we're really focusing on. We were already one of the few HIPAA certified solutions out there. And so we were already focused on the medical industry, but now this whole idea of a touchless check-in process where people can use their own devices, they don't have to sit in a waiting room anywhere, they can just kind of wait in their car, and then all that data is passed way more instantly between different organizations via APIs, rather than having to file paperwork or trust people to manually data enter things. So it's like, you know, I'm not a doctor, I'm stuck here, you know, self-isolated like everyone else, but I feel like I'm helping make the doctors' lives easier, so we're able to contribute in some way.
So the doctor's the end user of your product. Who's the person that you'd actually be talking to during the sales process to get this into a hospital or institution?
Yeah, so typically the person I end up talking to and want to talk to is a person feeling the pain. So I'm looking for the person who's actually like manually data entering things or trying to organize it all. For the medical business, it's typically like a hospital administrator, like the person in charge of the administrative side of the hospital, or like their right-hand person who's their operations person implementing and doing everything. And they're searching for a solution that's, you know, cost-effective, easy to implement, all that type of stuff. Because typically it's like an emergency, you know, they need it done yesterday.
For sure. And when they need it done yesterday and you know that they need it done, do you track any signals right now that let you know that they're going to be a very interested buyer and now is the right time to start a conversation?
That's a great question. So when people kind of get in an urgent panic buy mode, you're lucky if you're just the one vendor they're looking at, but typically they're looking at 3, 4, 5 vendors. It may even be part of their due diligence. They have to look at a certain number of vendors. So you have to realize the urgency of the request that you're getting is also going out to your competitors. So what I want to do is qualify that deal and make sure that other stuff is going on. Like, not only do they need this solution, but like, are we replacing just paper and manual practices? And if we are doing that, that's a slam dunk and that's one sales process. If we're replacing a competitor and we're doing a rip and replace because of like price or there's a missing feature or something like that, I need to get to the heart of the issue right away and then show them how we're cheaper, faster, better, stronger, you know, how basically.
So along those lines and you showing your cheaper, better, faster, stronger, setting up a campaign, can you quickly just dive into what your strong suit is as a sales engineer and one of those campaigns that you've done that's had the highest impact?
Sure, I'd say my strong suit as a sales engineer is being able to quickly understand a company's specific need or use case, understand their integration points, and then deliver them a prototype so they can, it's not the actual product, but it's enough that they can understand what the end product will be. And so that helps them make the sales decision. I actually personally, in my style, is I work both pre and post sales. So I'll sell the solution and then I'll manage the implementation as well. And then at the end, what I like to do is ask for a 5-star review. And that's kind of my like sales flywheel. And then those 5-star reviews, I then use to market to new customers. often I'll also ask them at that point if there's anyone they'd refer me to. We go off referral. It's
Gotcha.
insane how
Okay.
good at customers I get from that.
Okay, we're going to dive into the next step. So we're going after hospitals, we're going after medical facilities. The people that are feeling the pain are those that are the organizers who need to orchestrate the entire facility. Christopher is going into that organization. He's doing a demo. He's setting them up with what he would do, asking for reviews. Brian, how do we reach out to these people? Where's the best place to find them?
Yeah, a couple more clarifying questions. How big is your sales team?
Yeah, so we have what we call smart automation is what we use. So our sales team's pretty small, but a lot of the initial interactions that people are doing is either with like our website or an automated email, and based off the interactions they have, they bubble up to our team.
Right. So a lot of marketing automation, but like legs on the ground. How many people?
We have 3 main salespeople,
Awesome.
2 chat reps, and then like 2 more senior people other than me that can jump in to do demos and stuff.
That's awesome. How often do you work with developers versus kind of like the office administrators, the operations manager?
At this point, I pretty much exclusively work with either the developers or like higher level kind of C-suite people. And then the other 2 sales reps are the ones that do the administrators and stuff like that.
Perfect. And then how often do you rip and replace versus new entrants, new users to the market that have never had a solution before?
I'd say it's about an 80-20 rule where 80% of the time we're doing a rip and replace. And then the other 20% of the time it's a full like, and those are the ones I'm really excited about because those are the ones that as an environmentalist, I'm like reducing paper, but a rip and replace, the competitive side of me likes to get in there and do it.
Awesome. This is great. All right. So now I'm ready. All right. Can you see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Awesome. I completely forgot about DocuSign. So I did some like preparation.
Me too.
I completely forgot about DocuSign. When I was doing the research, I was a user of HelloSign at a startup like a couple years ago, and it's what you guys are working on is like awesome. It really automates like workflows and everything, and really like streamlines processes. So before the call, I reached out to the founder of this company called Predict Leads. Rock, it's an awesome technology. We're going to be like partnering with them on some of the show in terms of like some different episodes. And I didn't give him DocuSign, but he goes, I got 296 HelloSign, 339 companies with PandaDoc, with Adobe Sign, and 38 companies with PandaDoc. And I'm going to go into a little bit more deeper dive of the data of kind of like what I feel is going on in your market. So if you kind of look at Built With and you look at HelloSign, if you see the top 10,000 websites, there's not that much growth. There's been like maybe like 1, 2 over like the last couple of years. There's a lot of like top 100,000 sites, some moderate growth. But if you can see the top million sites, the amount of companies that are growing in that space, you have a very much smaller organizations are taking on this type of technology much more rapidly. And so Predict Leads, we talked about that. And as you dive into, I'm using this other tool called techtracker.io, kind of a Predict Leads competitor. They're not as up to date. They don't crawl as often as Predict Leads, but they're also really good. So I brought up on techtracker.io a couple of different accounts. So they have 1,050 accounts by Adobe. HelloSign, they have 788. PandaDoc, they have 18. But while you were talking, 2,944 companies with DocuSign. Now, if you kind of go to the location, now most of these companies are in the US. If you start to like categorize it by the different sizes, tremendously amount employee size, you can see like owner operator, like lots in, but most of the companies in terms of quantity have like under 50 employees. So
we're actually one of the bigger companies. That's interesting.
No, that they serve, that have the technology.
That they serve.
Yeah, these are 1,050 companies that EchoSign, Adobe Sign serves, right? And so what we'll do for you, Chris, is we're going to get a list, and we can talk after the show, whether it's DocuSign, EchoSign, HelloSign, whoever you guys have like the best chances of kind of competing with. We'd love to help. HelloSign?
HelloSign. They honestly, they're their leadership's great. What they did was amazing, coming out of nowhere, getting purchased. Like hats off to them. However, our pricing is so much better than their pricing. Our feature set's better. Our API has so much more flexibility.
That's awesome.
And they look really nice, but we're doing a redesign soon. So
okay,
that would be, in our mind, our slam dunk when we see one of those come in.
Perfect. So with 1 minute left on the data, if you look at like kind of HelloSign, who they serve, once again, 1 to 10, 11 to 50, and the numbers go down as you go in. And even if you can look at these tax services, mortgage lending, New Rochelle, tax services, we can just kind of like walk through here. One kind of meta conversation is that in COVID, like 80% of small businesses are dying, but the ones that are not dying that you're going to want to continue to serve are the ones where local really matters. So if you have a location in mind? Is it the total United States? Like, do you have a particular metro that you concentrate on or no?
Yeah, we do the whole United States.
Okay.
Our company is based in Cupertino. I'm from California. Our CEO lives in Huntington Beach. So like California is our kind of our stomping grounds, but same with all these other companies as well. Otherwise, we have deep penetration into Ohio for whatever reason. We're into a lot of county and government stuff there. Also New York. We have really deep penetration into
I'm getting signaled that I got 1 minute left, and here we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take these 788 competitors for HelloSign, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it. We're going to analyze that. We're going to go into our database, our contact database, and get you anywhere from 100 to 500 leads for those people and deliver them to you.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Okay, cool. And then we'll give me some more parameters as far as like exact cadences, follow-ups, everything you want me to do. I can show you the email copy and all that stuff, so we're all in agreement. And then all that can be published as well for our viewers, so they can see the full journey that we're going to take these
That'd be
leads
great.
on.
Yeah. Will, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah. So have you? So do you have like a go-to cadence that you like to work when you're running a new campaign, like in terms of number of steps and over what amount of time?
Yeah. So the thing is, someone could become part of multiple campaigns conceivably. So we don't, our goal is for people to get so many emails from us that they're like, it's almost too much. Like if we get like maybe 1 out of 20 people complaining that we are sending too many emails, that's perfect in our opinion, because otherwise you're not quite sending enough. So we typically do 8 to 10 emails over a 2-week period. So we shoot for almost every other day, typically. And then if something happens and it gets disrupted, if there's a holiday, whatever, it's not a big deal, right? Because we know they just got some emails. So that's kind of our philosophy. And then it's smart though. So if they interact with an email campaign, it stops and they get either pushed into a new campaign, or a human personally reaches out if they're at that level where they want a human. Sometimes they just want more info.
Yeah, that's great. So obviously, you guys are abiding by the rule that it takes 8 touches before you actually get a response across almost every single campaign. One of the things I often tell salespeople is you really should think about focusing on a 16-touch campaign across 23 days. That'll allow them to drop into, into your funnel. Now, once they're in your funnel, what is your go-to discovery question? Let's say we get this great list of HelloSign users. What's going to be your best question that you're going to ask them once you're in discovery?
For HelloSign users?
Yeah.
Straight up, are you happy? Are you currently happy with your eSign service, or do you feel like you're missing features or overpaying or something like that? I don't like to attack competitors too much, but like that's what we hear day in and day out from people coming from their platform to ours, is that we didn't really realize that the pricing, we didn't realize how expensive it was going to be until we started using it, or that like we thought it looked so cool that we thought it was going to have these features, but then when we dug in, it didn't really do what we needed it to do.
Got it. Now I'm going to blow your mind. So good thought process. You're going to flip this thing on its head and use psychology here to put the buyer in an amazing state and do away with any fear about moving over to your platform. The first question you're going to ask, tell me everything you love about HelloSign.
Ooh, yes.
And then when they're done, you're going to say, guess what? You get all of that plus more for less.
I love that, because our whole company thing is we want to be positive. So it's been really hard for us to talk about competitors because, you know, we don't want to, like, I'm competitive. So me personally, I'm like, we beat the pants off them, but that's not what we want to put out there. We want to be positive. So I love this.
Yeah, you absolutely put them in a good frame of mind. You could sell someone on features, dollars, and all of this stuff. But if you miss the one thing that they love, they're not going to want to move quickly. So you want them to talk about what it is that they love so you can line that up and say, you won't miss that by moving over to us. And then after
Awesome.
you're
You
done,
know what? Yeah, keep
go
going.
ahead. No, please go ahead.
No, keep going. Okay. So this is so great because I had, you know, you get told different things throughout your sales career. And at one point I got told by a different sales engineer, he's like, I like to take them on the pain journey where it's almost like on a roller coaster where you're going up and you know it's about to go down. And you're like, you know, what's the pain point? How bad is it? Oh, really? What kind of problem did that cause? And then eventually you're like, okay, here's the solution. And then that's like the roller coaster ride. But this, like you said, you're flipping it on the head. And I can see already how effective this is going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm
And then you
excited.
can absolutely then ask that really strong qualifying question. If you're so happy with them, why are you talking to us today? And then let them tell you all of the reasons why they don't like it. And you'll start to hear things like, well, that's all right, but, and then they'll get into all the stuff they don't like, right? Very similar to like when you ask
Yes.
someone when they're dating someone and they're like, yeah, they're nice, but, you know, and so you know it's about to end there, right? So very similar here. Then your 5-star review, I think, is amazing. I love that idea. I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to tell you that what you should do to create tribalism is to ask those people to put a LinkedIn reference, not about your product, but about working with you. So that when your buyers are looking at like what it's like to work with you, they're seeing, man, Christopher's super professional, on time, really delivered, really made me feel like I was being consulted to, not sold to. And that tribalism is going to make people trust you even faster.
I
So
love
final
that. And that
thoughts
I've
here.
already,
Sorry,
keep going.
Final thoughts here are, you know, continue doing the 5-star, but take it one level up, and let's get positive. Now, positive energy is going to allow you to close these HelloSign users way faster than you ever anticipated.
I didn't know what
Awesome.
to expect coming on the show, but this is awesome and exactly in line with my positive headspace and thought process I'm always wanting to be in, the positive experience I want to give to my customers, and the positive direction our company wants to go. So thank you.
Awesome.
Chris, I got to close with one more ask. Can you give a positive review on the LinkedIn to Will after the show?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm going to close this thing out. Thanks everyone for coming to Crush Your Quota, learning how eSign Genie, who's been killing it breaking into the medical industry, is going to reach out to HelloSign users. We're going to get them a list of 500 companies to go after. Chris is going to ask them what they already love about HelloSign, and then he's going to tell them that they're going to get all of that and more by switching to eSign Genie. So thanks everyone for attending, and we'll see you at the next one.